Yeah, hi traders, welcome to the week ahead. Again, a fairly quiet week on the market last week. There were a few opportunities, as there always are, but basically pairs really seem to be range bound, and some of those ranges are reasonable and you could trade from the bottom to the top, but even doing that, it's very, very difficult. So from my perspective, I'm just waiting for key levels to be broken. And if you're patient, the trade still comes to you. And, just continue to look after your capital and look after your profits when they're there. Don't get too greedy, and continue to practice really good money management. Let's get into it. Apologies, but housekeeping first. This video is not for educational. Sorry, let's start again. This video is only for educational purposes. It does not provide financial advice. Any decisions you make regarding information shared from this video is your own responsibility, and you agree not to hold the distributors of this video series liable for any of the information shared. Righty-ho. Look, there's no point in wasting a lot of time on a lot of pairs. AUCAD is still ranging, and until it breaks out of these ranges, I'm not trading it. I've been burnt a couple of times trying to trade top to the bottom. AUD Swissy, we're looking at a daily chart, and we have a decent trend up, but again it's stopped and it's locked in these two ranges here between 64 and 66, and until I get a good break out of this area here to go north, I won't be trading it. So there's no trade there at this point. Not expecting one this week. AUD JPY's come to a standstill. This was the trade that we had, or if you took it, you would have had up here. It was a nice little trade, and we talked about the importance, well, not the importance, but technically we should be looking at some sort of pullback. We've had a little bit of pullback here. Is it enough? Only time will tell. And we've just gone sideways for the last 2 weeks, basically. And so these key areas here around 74,300 and 73,200, if we're going to have a deeper pullback, and it would have to break this level, so I'd be looking for a close and a confirmation, so a decent candle signal, something like this here, an engulfing candle, something like this here. This is a morning star, that's an evening star. Something to say that it's got a bit of momentum in the market. So we'll leave that as it is. Aussie, New Zealand, pretty much the same. Just not happening. This was the trade we had, and since then it's tried a couple of times to break out, didn't go anywhere, and it's just got locked in the range. So again, these are the key levels. So caution, Aussie USD, caution again. We're marking these areas, looking for pending orders. I shift the pending order down into here. There's 68 there, and for me it's just got to take that out if we're going to have a decent pullback. I read an article in the news this morning. You've got to be so careful of things coming out by FX Street or other people, and the headline was, Aussie just needs a little push. No, Aussie needs more than a little push. Aussie needs to come back up here and get a clear signal here, which is over 100 pips, and for me, in my mind, that's more than a little push. And the reason I brought it up is it's easy to get caught up in rhetoric, so be careful. CAD Swiss, there's nothing here. This was the trade that we attempted. We got a few little nickels and dimes out of it, and now we're back in this range. I would probably alter that there this morning. I just had alarm set. I've got an alarm set way down here, so if it gets down here again, I'll be looking for another bottom and a move north, but nothing at present. Okay, at JPY, just for the last couple of weeks going sideways. This was promising, and was hoping that this break, I was waiting for a retest, but it just didn't retest. It came down and just continued to fall. So nothing there again. Just watch your key levels. I will look to take it north again if I can get back down here. I'm not so sure I'm keen to try and trade it down here. I'll rather take shorter trades on more volatile pairs at this stage. There's nothing on the Swiss JPY, Euro AUD, nothing doing. Excuse me. As you can see, just continued sideways movement for the last couple of weeks. This offered a hopeful, decent technical pullback. We just got a few nickels and dimes out of it, and that seems to be the story of the market. So, be careful. I wouldn't get too excited until it broke 165. There's 300 pips in here until you get down to the support. So, wow. If it does break this line of support, I would look for a bearish signal, and I would only get in with a very small lot size, and if it got down there and then closed below this level, that's when I'd get serious about a bear move. Euro CAD, same thing, just a lot of sideways movement. We're not going anywhere. I'd like to move that up there, and just seems to be ranging. So you have to be patient and wait. Oil, if we got a sudden rise in oil, I'd imagine that we'd get some more weakness in the euro dollar. Euro CAD. Euro Swiss, there's nothing there. I had a little move down at the end of the week here. That was the move up that we enjoyed. I know that some of you caught that move down. I didn't trade it down, but I am looking to see what happens from here. Again, I might either look for a bottom here, or if it closes below this level at 106, I'd again a small lot size, see where it goes, and see if it can get down here. I just, I'm not going to forecast it, because the market is so unpredictable now, and you just got to wait for the market to tell you where to go. I could show you all sorts of patterns and weird and wonderful things, but it just gives false hope. You've just got to look after your capital. I believe trade your support and resistance, take your profit when it's there, practice really good money management, and you can survive and grow your account in this market. Euro pound popped up here on Friday. I was really tempted, but I chose not to, because I thought that this area here at 0.98 was a very key area. So, the euro would have to have some strength and pound some weakness, and I would try a trade above this level. Euro JPY sideways all last week. That was a promising move up, and then we get the pullback. And if this truly is a start of an uptrend, which I do doubt, if we have a look at the bigger picture, that's pretty key area up in here, and this is a pretty key area for where the price reacted before. So I'd have to have a good, even a signal like this. You say, I look for a good bullish signal. Well, there's one, but look what happened: indecision. There's no juice in the tank. So you do have to be careful, and that's why I think it's really important to look for some really tight risk-reward ratio entries. You can go to a 4-hour. We'll use this as an example, and you can see that it came back in here. That's not a lot of pips. It's just not. You could have put a pending order in above that daily candle, and you would have, you would have got there. But again, it's only nickels and dimes. A lot of the time I'm just going for 20 pips at the moment with my first position, and locking it in at break even on my second, and then put a trailing stop in. So, there's a little bit of nickels and dimes in the market if you want to. But I really would expect this to, if it was a genuine move up, I'd expect this to get going this week. So I'm just going to mark that and watch it and see if it does anything. Euro New Zealand, excuse me, again, very much like the Euro AUD. There's no trade here. It's just going sideways. And while that's a decent range in there, this is the areas where traders get beaten up, trying to get a trade. And I'm just finding at the moment, I just stay out of it. I'm happy to wait. Euro USD. I'm going to watch this week, and again, it'll hinge around the US dollar. But if 1200 holds, and we get on a 4-hour, maybe even an hour, a good bullish signal off this level, I would attempt to have a go again. Bearing in mind that if we get a close below here, I definitely I'd be jumping into that carefully, because here's a little bit of obstacle and resistance or support in here. So I'd enter in little stop losses. And the reason why I'm pretty interested in this trade is that we did have a break, and I do like to wait for retests in these kind of market conditions. Now, if this is a retest, it was quite a big one, but I would take a chance with a small lot size if we get a close below here, and I would look for a further close below these areas here. And if we got a good strong signal and my strength indicator was showing weakness for the euro, I would then try to add to the trade. That's the way I will approach it. Okay, we've got pound AUD. Nothing's changed, just waiting for key levels to be broken. And this is on my watch list. I've got the pound AUD, and the pound Swissy, the pound JPY, and the pound New Zealand. Now this broke through on Thursday, and I'm now looking for a pullback, a retest, or a break of this level in here. I've got pending orders sitting under here. Now if I see a better retest, like it broke and then it retested, but it's only a lot of indecision here, so I like the look of this, and I'm waiting to see. I don't mind if this goes up here, forms a strong bearish signal. I will get in with a couple of small lot sizes, then add again if it breaks this area. So that's I'm really watching closely. I'm watching the similar thing on the pound caddy. It broke. This was a key area here that it broke. It wasn't a strong break, but it did break earlier, a couple of weeks ago, and then last week it came back up. Is this a retest? You can, you know the drills. You've got your routines. You can put a trend line down through there somewhere, but I'm looking for a break at this level again. So that's on my watch list. Pound Swissy is another one. Breakthrough on Friday. Now today I'm watching to see if I get some sort of retest and a bearish signal here, and I will get in south on it. Pound JPY, again, just watching to see. I'm actually holding a trade here, and I think I'm going to get out of it because this could just bottom out, and then I'll wait for it to break the 130 mark. There is a few pips in here. I may just hold one position open. Yeah, there's 100 pips there, so I will hold one position open and see if we can get down there. But I'm looking for a break of this level here at 131. So that's just a little bit higher there. Just in there. So that's another one on my watch list. Pound ZE. I'm looking for a break below here. We broke through at the beginning of last week. We've had a retest. And I've just got pending orders under here. A couple of pending orders. Pound USD. Again, watching this. We broke a critical level here at 124 on Thursday, Friday of last week after the retest. So I'm just liking the look of these pairs, and I've got pending orders sitting under there. If it doesn't get taken out, goes back up and breaks this 124 area, I'll look for a strong bullish signal. Right, New Zealand pairs are very similar to the Aussie pairs. Something's got to give sooner or later. I still have my pending orders sitting under here, and like I said, when after this move up, because that was a nice move that we caught, we're due for a decent technical pullback, and I'm not so sure that this is the pullback and it's going to stop here. So I do have pending orders just sitting under that support line, and I've done the same with the Aussie US dollar, and I'm going to wait, and I'm certainly not interested in taking any trades north unless we get a break of 65. And all the other New Zealand pairs are pretty much, oh dear me, we've done something stupid here. Let me stop the tape for a minute. Okay, we got that sorted. So we were talking about the New Zealand USD. All the other pairs are the same. There's no trains. You got your New Zealand CAD here, the key ranges, and again, just watch your range, watch your levels. New Zealand Swissy is the same. Be very careful with this. Could get a move down today, but that's your key level right there if you're going to get a little move down. New Zealand JPY. That was our trade, and see, you've had to wait for weeks before you got a decent trade, and we're probably going to have to do the same whichever way this thing decides to go. So there's no, don't panic if there's no trades and you're not consistently making money every day. Not important. Look at this. I spoke of looking for a bull trade there, but even with this candle a few weeks ago, I wasn't interested because of the strength indicator that I use. Just didn't have any juice in the tank, and look what it did. It went sideways 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, nearly 2 weeks before it then popped up again to retest this level. So it's not a foregone conclusion, any of this stuff, and you just got to be careful. you'd barely have made any money out of this. So what if I saw real strong strength in the US dollar, I would have a go at this if it broke, if it broke these levels here. USD Swissy is the same, very similar again. A break above here and strength, and I want to. The criteria would I'd have to see strength in the US dollar to confidently take the trade. Otherwise, this could just stay range bound. So my line in the sand is now here. Those are my lines in the sand. It's the only way I know to keep myself safe. And we just haven't had the decent pullback, and we were looking at that a couple of weeks ago. Hasn't eventuated. Whether it eventuates or not is anybody's guess. But these key levels here, just keep an eye on them, and we'll see. I'm definitely interested. If I get a close below 107 again, I will have a try. Gold just sneaking past 77. It's been a slow move up last week. A very good trade. I haven't got back into it. I've taken the profit on it. I was way down, entry down in here. I think it's going to make that 1800 by the look of it at the moment. But again, it's only my opinion, and what do I know? So if I see on a smaller time frame some possibility to go north on this, I will take this. I think it is going to hit it, but I'll get in again. Silver has broken, or getting close to breaking key resistance, which in my mind is this $18 here. I will be getting in if I get a break above here. Alrighty, just a quick look at the dollar index, and we'll go to the weekly chart. You can see how this was a key level, and it broke out down in here. And again, it looked like it was going to strengthen again, but now it's just going sideways. So a little weeny bit of strength, but it looks like it's just going to hold in this area here. I want to it's really hard, really hard. I just wanted to change that to the weekly, and you can see this is the key level. It's broken a couple of weeks ago, but it didn't sustain, and that's when we got those moves up on the New Zealand Aussie, Aussie JPY, Aussie USD. And right now, just be patient. If we see strength, not just holding in this range, but a break of this level and some decent strength going up, then we'll get some trades. That's all I have. I can't invent trades, but I've given you those watch list trades that I'm looking at, particularly that I think are of interest on those pound pairs. Please stay safe. Don't get greedy. Protect your capital. If you don't have any capital, you don't have any money to trade. And if there's no trades going, the nickels and dimes that I'm picking up is just because here in New Zealand, the London market opens at 7 and 6 o'clock for the Frankfurt. And, we've had our dinner usually, and we're doing different things, Linda and I. So, I can hang around and do a little bit of scalping for that first hour or two of the London. And occasionally I'm picking up a few nickels and dimes, but I haven't got any real decent trades on at the moment. in the pound JPY, I'm at break even, I can't lose, and I'm holding 2 positions, and that's it at the moment. So protect your capital, stick to what works. Just because you're not getting the opportunities now doesn't mean to say that your strategy is no good. If your strategy's been solid and works and grows your account, stick to it and be patient and wait. And take your profits when it's there. Protect your capital, keep your losses small, and you'll come through this funny period in the market. I heard some sad stories just the other day, and I'm waffling a bit, but there's some people in a group that I used to be in, just a chat group to support one another with trading. And it was obvious that the person that was leading that group really didn't know what they're talking about. And a majority of people are holding incredible drawdowns, and they haven't been able to get out of them. Some have. But there were some good traders in there, and I heard they had stopped trading and gone back to work. And this is the thing, you can't afford to be nice. Don't stay with people that aren't helping you. Don't get into those groups. And if those groups aren't not working, be honest with yourself. And it was really sad to hear, because some of those traders in that group were good traders. They just got locked in the mindsets of that group. So be careful what you listen to. Don't get caught up with the hype of the news. Take a step back and analyze it, and trust. If what you're doing has worked in the past, trust it. Don't get caught up. You do have to fine tune sometimes. If what you're doing isn't working, then change it. Have the courage to say, hey, this isn't working. I win some and then I don't, and then I give it all back, or whatever's happening. And again, let me just say, I'm very happy to help. Just reach out in the chat room and let me know. Take care, stay safe, look after yourselves, look after your money, and we'll talk to you in the chat room. Cheers.